This is section 3.5. It's on supplementary and complementary angles. So remember, we know complementary angles add up to 90. Supplementary angles add up to 180. Last section, we talked about adjacent angles and linear pairs as well. What we're going to do with these examples is we're going to kind of smash together section 3.4 and 3.5. So we're going to look for a pair of adjacent supplementary angles. That means two angles that are next to each other. We'll write this down. And they better add up to 180. Do you see two numbers next to each other that add up to 180? (118) and 62 definitely add up to 180, and they're also next to each other. So these are your adjacent supplementary angles. We just need to name the angles with the letters. So the 118-degree angle is angle PTO. The 62-degree angle is angle PTQ. That's a great example. Now, there's other answers here also, and we'll talk about those more as we go. Okay, well, got that to erase, so that's good. Find a linear pair. That's what number 2 says. Well, think about what a linear pair is. Linear pair are angles that are next to each other, and they make a line. Adjacent supplementary. So adjacent supplementary is the same thing as a linear pair. So if you wanted to give this answer down here, you could. But since there's many other adjacent supplementary angles, linear pairs, maybe we'll go with another name. For example, how about we do this? What makes a linear pair with angle QTR? Here's angle QTR. Its measure is 50 degrees. You need something next to it that adds up to 180. Well, the two things that are next to it aren't going to add with it to give you 180. So it seems kind of tricky. Seems like maybe you can't do it. Just think to yourself, what would the supplement of a 50-degree angle be? It would be 130 degrees. Well, guess what? This angle that's right here, this big angle that is next to the 50-degree angle, its measure would be 130 degrees. You might say, well, how in the world do I know that? Well, look at angle OTQ. I'm going to draw it because this is the best way to see it if you redraw it. Angle OTQ is a straight angle. Angle QTR, that's a 50-degree angle. So wouldn't angle OTR be 130? Definitely. So angle OTR and angle QTR make a linear pair. You're going to see a couple examples on your homework that are going to be tricky, just like this. If you want to make it easy for yourself, and they ask you for a linear pair or adjacent supplementary angles, draw a line and then put one more ray on it, and then you have two linear pairs. You have a linear pair. Number 3, find the measure of an angle that is supplementary to angle VTR. Well, I kind of have a little bit of a mess up here, so I'm going to try to erase it. Yeah. Okay, find the measure of an angle that's supplementary to angle VTR. Well, angle VTR has a measure of 70. We know supplementary means they add to 180. So measure, that's a number. They're not asking you to find an angle that's supplementary to it. They want the measure of the angle. So your answer is going to be a number. 180 minus 70 gives you 110. Now, you could look all day for a 110-degree angle here. It's probably going to be tough to find. Okay? The measure means give a number. Same diagram. Name a pair of adjacent complementary angles. This means next to. Complementary means adds to 90. Two angles next to each other that add to 90. There you go. There's your two. Just name them with the letters. I'll switch our color up here. So the 20-degree angle, we'll call it angle STV. 70-degree angle, we'll call it angle VTR. They're next to each other, and they add to 90. Find the measure of angle OTS. Well, we kind of did that on our last slide, remember? We know that angle OTR has to add up to 130, and we already have 90 of it here. Wouldn't this have to be 40 degrees? You can double check, but angle OTQ better add up to 180. Here's 90, here's 90, 90 and 90 make the 180. Name a pair of non-adjacent complementary angles. Well, now you can definitely see these two angles are not next to each other, and they definitely add the 90. What would you name the 40-degree angle? Angle OTS. What about the 50-degree angle? Well, that should be an angle mark. It's kind of messy, but angle QTR. So this is what your assignment is going to look like. It's a little bit tricky. Draw some separate pictures if you need to. Maybe underline or circle the numbers for complementary and supplementary angles, and then just see if they're next to each other or not. Those are skills that should help you.